But that moves us into the final match of the night, which I assume will be the final match of the night, or the last one we're going to talk about today, the Universal Championship match between Goldberg and the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. Even this past Monday, Goldberg took out Brock Lesnar with a spear. Basically, the second Brock Lesnar tried to even put an offensive hand in Goldberg's face. What did you make of that encounter, and what do you expect to see this Sunday at WrestleMania 33?
Bottom line, Goldberg has got Brock Lesnar's number, and he always has, dating back to 2004, dating back to Survivor Series, the Royal Rumble, Raw on Monday. Goldberg has gotten the better of Brock Lesnar at literally every single turn. But even Goldberg said himself, at the same time, he admitted on the Edge and Christian podcast just recently, he's miserable, but only from training too much to be the Goldberg of old from 20 years ago. Is there such a thing as overtraining for a big match at WrestleMania? Maybe that cost them the championship in the end, as I think it will.
That's an interesting point. I mean, there is a spell that Goldberg has been away from this atmosphere, and Brock Lesnar has been so laser focused at continuing to be the dominant competitor that he wants to be. So Brock Lesnar certainly has every arsenal and every weapon at his disposal here, but he certainly hasn't used a single bit of that or been able to use that against Goldberg so far. Goldberg, as we know, is if he can't get the job done in the first 5 minutes, he's at huge risk of losing. And we know this from his history with WCW. We know this with his history with the WWE, that time is Goldberg's biggest enemy. And if Brock Lesnar at this point has figured out a way to extend this match, to continue to let Goldberg exhaust himself, Brock Lesnar will walk out the new Universal Champion and Goldberg will fall. Do I personally want to see Brock Lesnar beaten under 21 seconds? I think that would just be hysterical. I mean, I don't know how Brock Lesnar recovers from a humiliating defeat like that. But it certainly seems, I mean, if you look at the track record, it certainly seems exactly possible. It could be the shortest match in WWE Championship history. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, like you said earlier, I don't really think it's a matter of...
I'll take that one step back. I think Daniel Bryan will always hold the record for being a losing champion in the shortest amount of time, but continue.
I think Chavo Guerrero might hold that record, actually.
Chavo?
WrestleMania 24. Yeah, remember when Kane beat him in like 10, 11 seconds? I know Daniel Bryan was 18 seconds. But
it's
Kane, it was
it's gonna be tough.
It's
gonna be tough to take that crown, but I don't know if Goldberg really needs that. You know, Brock Lesnar could be the one that falls to Goldberg in 21 seconds or something like that. But
well, yeah, no, I was going to say, I don't really think it's a matter of what we're going to see. It's a matter of how long we're going to see it for. Could this be a literal 20-second match? I mean, we saw it at Fastlane. We saw it at Survivor Series. There's a pretty good chance we could see a minute-long title main event at WrestleMania. I would not put it past these two guys. But could it be the other way around? Could it be Brock Lesnar avenging those two losses from Mania 20 and from Survivor Series by beating Goldberg in under 60 seconds? Again, a very realistic possibility. I don't know if there's a lot of people that want to see a 30-second main event for WrestleMania, the match that drew the house, but, I mean, again, it could go either way.
I think this is how it's going to go. Suplex, 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 F5, 1, 2, 3.
Really?
Yeah.
And what's the time? That's the real prediction here. How long is the match going to last?
I think Goldberg is going. I think Brock Lesnar is completely ready for this. I think Goldberg is going to go for a spear. Brock Lesnar being the agile,
thing in the match,
thin-legged person that he is. First thing in the match, I think Brock Lesnar is WrestleMania. If there isn't a Mr. WrestleMania next to Shawn Michaels, that isn't Brock Lesnar, I don't know who is, but he is. He's a big deal to be in a WrestleMania match of this caliber, and to have this experience with Goldberg. I think Brock Lesnar uses those chicken legs, jumps right out of the way. Goldberg hits his shoulder into the post, pulls himself out. Suplex, suplex, suplex.
Suplex, repeat. Suplex, repeat.
F5, repeat. 1, 2, 3.
I agree.
It is very possible that Goldberg is ready to come in and believe this. But then again, if it turns into a grapple lock, if it turns into a series of brawler sets of punches and back and forth exchanges, I still don't see Goldberg lasting that long, because that is literally his kryptonite, is wrestling.
Yeah.
Goldberg is a phenomenal competitor in that first burst. But he, much like the Ultimate Warrior, spends all of his energy in one shot, and then it's gone, and the recovery from that doesn't happen probably for days later. So does Goldberg have a huge disadvantage with all of the success that he has leading into WrestleMania? Did he expect to find himself in this position at WrestleMania? Not necessarily, but he was certainly served up to the Beast right off the bat and has survived the test of that and has taken Brock Lesnar down with ease. So could we see Goldberg retain his Universal Championship, go into the Monday after WrestleMania with that held high over his head? Absolutely. But I think it's safe to say that Brock Lesnar should, at this point, have found a strategy to win against Goldberg, and I'm going to side with the Beast, Brock Lesnar.
I got to agree. I think Brock Lesnar, this is his time to really... I mean, it's weird to call Brock Lesnar the underdog, but he is against Goldberg. He has yet to beat him. He's 0-2, and he's really been embarrassed. Really, there's no other way to put it than embarrassed or humiliated at the hands of Goldberg since Survivor Series. We're dating back to 13 years ago at WrestleMania 20. But that being said, my prediction is also Brock Lesnar, your new Universal Champion.